Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Magic in the Midwest podcast, number 3, brought to you by Harrison and James Publishing.com, otherwise known as the works of J.B. Michaels, USA Today best-selling author, and your co-host. Hello, everyone, from the Midwest, and here is your co-host.
I'm Ash. Oh my God.
Ash. I'm Ash.
I'm Ash.
Who's Amash?
Mash.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, first off, I just want to give a big shout out to new Bandcamp subscribers, Tony and Anna. So thank you very much, Tony and Anna, for joining the Magic in the Midwest. Hopefully you're enjoying the exclusive Attraction Smackdown episodes, only found on Magic in the Midwest podcast.bandcamp.com.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, please subscribe. You could subscribe for as little as $3 a month.
Hashtag worth it.
Hashtag you won't even know that $3 is missing.
Hashtag it's a steal.
Hashtag 4 people listen to that. No, I'm kidding. All right,
including us.
Stop it. All right, so ladies and gents, last time we talked about Tomorrowland. Mm-hmm. And now this week we are going to talk about the land that you actually get to, you could walk right into this land from Tomorrowland. Do you know what land that is?
It's Fantasyland. JD.
Correct. Fantasyland. Mm-hmm. Actually, if you're by the Tomorrowland Speedway, you will walk right near the Mad Teacups, and technically that is part of Fantasyland.
Oh, I didn't know that.
All right, so now I mean, Fantasyland just got a whole lot bigger not that long ago.
It did.
It's
huge.
A lot bigger, because Disney's response to Universal's Harry Potter. They had to do something.
It's the new Fantasyland.
Some people argue that Pandora was, that was like that response, which I guess it is in a way. But Disney also did sort of like a more immediate response right when Harry Potter was announced. Disney came out and announced New Fantasyland. And basically New Fantasyland expanded upon the current Fantasyland and got rid of Mickey's like Toontown Fair or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Mickey's, or no, actually, originally it was Mickey's Birthday Land.
Oh.
Yeah, and you can meet Mickey and Goofy and the Fab 5 or 6 over there. And they got rid of that, and they put in a bunch of new attractions and expanded Fantasyland. Which that expansion included Little Mermaid,
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train,
Ariel's Grotto, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Be Our Guest, Enchanted Tales with Belle. So that whole area, and then of course Dumbo got a refurb as well. So there was a lot that happened. So Fantasyland is a lot bigger now. Without further ado, let's talk about just the feel of Fantasyland. Let's do the same thing we did last time. So give me your thoughts, Ash, on when you walk into Fantasyland, how you feeling? What's the vibe? What's the vibe?
Chaos. Morning chaos.
Morning chaos.
I feel like it's now where everyone runs to instead of Space Mountain.
Right.
Everyone's running to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Yes.
I also feel like it seems like there are a number of morning breakfast events that tie into Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and things like that. But for me, I love the rides. I think you get a lot of bang for your buck in terms of the amount of attractions that are there. So there's a lot to do for every age group. But because of that, it's just...
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of people in that area. It's congested. There's a lot of strollers, so I don't know. I guess I always associate it with a little bit of chaos.
Okay, so I can see what you mean. It actually is. I actually think it's better now than it was.
Well, see, and I don't really remember it before.
Right, it's better now because New Fantasyland actually did help sort of like spread people out a little bit. But because that area, you're right. It is sort of still stroller land.
I mean, you think about it in terms of who it serves and how many attractions are in that land, and they're almost for everyone.
Yeah,
like any age group, a lot of them.
Yes.
So there are a lot of people that have young kids that are in that area, and the castle's technically part of that area, and just.
Oh, there are so many. Yeah, there are so many, attractions in Fantasyland, and it's even more now. I mean, there's that's the interesting thing. So it is. You just feel like it's crowded and chaotic in Fantasyland most times.
I mean, and I don't mean to be super negative about it. There are, if I were walking in with our 5-year-old and I'd be like, where can we go where he can get on the most rides in one area? That's where I would go.
Right.
But I think that's what a lot of people with young kids are thinking.
Right.
Too.
Right.
So.
Well, that's why you go and you see there's literally just strollers like everywhere. Like there's the stroller parking, which takes up most of that area behind the carousel.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's nuts.
And I never really thought about it before we had a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Having lots of strollers, and we didn't have to worry about that because we were just flying through the parks, and it never bothered me. But now when we have to park a stroller that land, Fantasyland, it's always moved. It's moved somewhere else by the time we get off of a ride.
Right.
And,
It is.
It's crazy in there. But you're right. There are a lot of open spaces too.
Right. They did expand the where to go. So although it's interesting, like the back area, the far back quarter, which is Gaston's, in Gaston's tavern, there's a bathroom. You can meet Gaston there sometimes, and then like there's really nothing else, and there's a store, and then like you walk, and then it's Little Mermaid, but so nobody's ever really in that back quarter because there's just not a lot there. For us, I really like that back quarter.
I mean, that's one of my favorite places in the park.
Yeah,
and
I love
arguably
Gaston's.
One of my favorite quick service places is in Fantasyland too.
Yeah.
So, I enjoy Fantasyland a lot. Maybe it's just the last few times we've been there too. It's just chaos.
So you just have to mentally prepare yourself, or maybe get your expectations kind of, it's not going to be not crowded. It's always chaotic and crowded.
Disney in general is always crowded. But I always feel like Fantasyland specifically is just, crowded.
Okay. When do you prefer Fantasyland, during the day or at night?
Night. I feel like I would say that about anything, though.
Okay, so at night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, so just overall feel is crowded, chaotic, but you still like it. It's still...
You can get a lot accomplished. You can get a lot done.
You can.
Lots of attractions to go on.
Yeah.
A lot of times, I would say there's a handful that generally don't have a super long wait.
Yeah.
Most of the time. So that's nice. And yeah.
Okay.
But it offers a lot.
Yeah, it does. It is a jam-packed spot. And it's a jam-packed spot, and it's, primarily which is the original thesis of Disney's parks in general, was Walt said he wanted, families, kids, and parents together to have fun.
Yeah.
And there's the most rides you could do that in this area, right? In this spot. Yeah.
I mean, is it only one?
No, I mean...
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train the only one that has a height requirement?
No, I mean, they all technically have height requirements, don't they?
No, like Pirates doesn't have... I mean, that's not in Fantasyland, but
Right,
Small
right.
World doesn't have a height requirement. We took Harrison on that when he was a baby.
Right. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. We'd have
Maybe
to.
Dumbo.
We'd have to
I don't
look.
know. Yeah.
Dumbo, I think you probably do, right? Yeah, and Barnstormer, you need a height requirement.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an interesting, that kind of transitions us, because that's kind of an interesting, thought that we were looking at. Yes, like we looked at like what is considered Fantasyland attractions, and I guess Dumbo and Barnstormer are included in that, even though there's technically like in this almost a separate area called Storybook Circus.
And it definitely feels like a separate area.
Yeah,
it does.
It does. But I guess like it's not big enough of a land
to say
it's its own land. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is interesting. I mean, I wonder what that area is,
because it's
compared
sort of like
to like Pandora.
It's sort of like a big top.
That's its own land.
It's
two attractions.
It's a big top, area with the the Dumbo play, virtual queue technically, where you go play in the play place and you wait for your turn to go on Dumbo.
Yeah.
And then there's Barnstormer, and then there's that big candy shop where you get the Goofy glaciers. Right there as well. And then there's seating.
Yeah.
There's seating back there, and there's a train stop. The Walt Disney World Railroad stops there.
Okay.
And there's a whole back, like, walking area where people used to be able to smoke. Now you can't smoke at all in the parks.
Right.
But there was a spot back there that, like, nobody ever goes by. But it's technically accessible for everybody. There's, like, walkways back there.
I would say most people are just waiting for Dumbo or waiting for Barnstormer.
Right.
That's it.
Which
those lines they're usually longer.
Well, yeah.
Actually.
Oh, yeah, Dumbo's Dumbo's classic.
Yeah.
Like, Dumbo is, like, something people associate with Disney.
They want to go on and have the ride photo and say they went on it. Yeah.
The teacups, too. Like, people really love the teacups. All right.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Teacups.
Yeah, it's a lot of, not everybody, but there's a lot of people.
There's a group. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so why don't we go, like we did last time with Tomorrowland, let's go attraction by attraction. So what do you think of Goofy's Barnstormer?
You know what? We went on it with Harrison when he was like 3, I think, and it surprisingly whips you around a lot. He was like a couple inches above the height requirement, and I thought, it'll be a good little starter coaster, but it really whips you around, and I don't feel like you're real super secure.
No. The Barnstormer is legit a Barnstormer.
Yeah, it is.
Like, legit.
It's short, but I think that's good for kids if you're, getting them on their first roller coaster. But don't expect a smooth ride.
I dare people who don't have kids, just go on that ride and go in the last
car.
Go in the last car. You're gonna get your butt kicked.
Yeah.
You're gonna get your butt kicked in the Barnstormer, everybody. For reals.
It's a ride.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Okay, what do we think of Dumbo the Flying Elephant?
Because it's a classic, I think for me, that's where that stops.
Well,
I like Dumbo, but for me, waiting a half hour or an hour to go on a ride like that, unless I'm with people that are going for the first time or something, it's not a necessary ride for me to go on.
Like, growing up in the 80s and, like, I don't know, I, for some reason, associate Magic Kingdom, like Dumbo, for some reason, being a big part of that.
No, it is.
Like,
it's in all the videos and the pictures and everything.
It
and
is.
For me, when we're waiting in that virtual queue, there's no reason for me to be irritated. Yet I am. I don't know. It's just...
Yeah, why are you irritated?
Because all the ride does is go in a circle and go up and down, and I don't want to wait an hour for that. I feel like it feels like a carnival attraction to me, and I'm in Disney World.
Well, it is. It's in the
And
big
if I were to
top
wait 20 minutes, definitely. An hour...
Storybook Circus area.
I get it. No. And then when you get out of that virtual queue, you're not really done waiting yet.
Still got a little more waiting to do.
Yeah.
It's an interesting...
Did I want to have that moment with Harrison on the ride?
Right.
Yes, but it's over now. And
Yeah.
unless he wanted to go on it, I would be
Want to go on Dumbo? Okay, good. We're not going on Dumbo ever again.
I mean,
No,
I'm not
Harrison.
trying to... I do understand, how people feel about it. And I know I'm in the minority here, but that's, I'm just trying to be honest.
No, it's good. I'm glad that you're honest.
At least for this hour.
At least for this hour, you big BSer. Because she's a liar.
You can
guys.
write
She's a
into
liar.
Magic in the Midwest podcast at Gmail and tell me how terrible I am for not liking it.
No, you don't.
Fine.
You could like Dumbo. At least now they got you could go up and down.
I do like Dumbo. Well, yeah, but I mean, half of them don't work. You can't go up or down. It's just
I feel like that Triceratops one
Yes.
in Animal Kingdom is probably a little better.
It is a little better. I'd much rather go on that.
But how many of those do we need? And then there's one in Agrabah.
Oh, that
Or
stupid
Adventureland.
flying carpet one?
Yeah, the magic carpets of
Here, let's just
Agrabah.
stick this in an area where everyone walks.
Or of Aladdin. Yeah, I know. It's weird. It's a weird spot, and the
This
camel
ride,
spits.
well, I feel like that's why they put those rides in, because they know that Dumbo,
It
there's a huge...
sucks up people.
Yeah.
It sucks up people. Okay, that's a good point.
Okay.
How do you feel about Mickey's PhilharMagic?
I love it.
I love it, too.
It's fun. It's air-conditioned. It's indoors.
I know why you love it. I think I know
Okay.
why
Okay,
you
tell
love
me
it.
why, because I'm not sure, I guess. Why?
90s. The
Yeah,
90s
it is.
Disney movies. Yeah.
That's when I was young. You guys, something just...
Something just
The floor
creaked in the
just
house.
creaked.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, there's a ghost. Go away. So Mickey's PhilharMagic. You're right. It's the 90s flicks, right? I mean, it's sort of a celebration of that in a way.
Yeah.
It really is. I think it's fantastic.
It's fun.
The one thing I
like
wish
it.
they would do is upgrade the projection system.
Yeah.
Like it's old and it feels old. Like it's fuzzy 3D sort
Yeah,
of.
I-
we have better 3D in regular movie theaters.
Every time
now.
we go in there now, I always think that my glasses are like dirty.
Yeah.
But they're not.
No, it's just because the projection's a little dim, and they need. I think they just need to upgrade that. I think it would be. I mean, believe me, it's an awesome attraction. It's not a ride. It's just a 3D show. With some animatronic elements, and it's just with smells, and it's just really
And that
great.
theater's pretty big, if I'm
Yeah.
remembering correctly. Like, it sucks up a lot of people.
Yes.
You're not waiting for a long time usually to get in there.
No,
And I'm
no.
all about the breaks, guys.
Yeah.
When it's
Yeah.
95 degrees, even if you don't like the show, go in there.
Yeah.
You might change your mind.
It's another, yeah, and it's also another attraction where you really should move all the way down
You should.
to the end of the row. If you don't, you're really screwing things up. Move.
I feel like the
Don't
people
be that
listening to this
person.
podcast
Don't be
are
that
not
person.
those people.
I would hope so. Like, move all the way to the end of the row. If you chose it, stick with it. Just go with it. Just do it.
Just go all the way down
Just
to the
go
end.
to the end. It's okay.
Pretty much no bad seats when it comes to those types of shows. For
No,
the
it's
most part.
good. It's a great show. I really.
You're only going to be sitting there for like 15 minutes.
It's old. I mean that came out in like 2000, 2002 or something. It was early 2000s. And I remember because I bought Mom a coffee mug with Donald on it. Because it's odd because it says Mickey's
really more
PhilharMagic,
about
but it's
Donald.
really more of a Donald-centric attraction, which I love.
Yeah.
Like, how many Donald-centric attractions are there?
Maybe just that one.
Is it just that one? Yeah. And then there's Donald Duck's Breakfastosaurus.
Are you having trouble swallowing?
I don't know what's happening. I think Ashley poisoned me, guys. I think this is it. Good night. Goodbye, everybody. Okay, and this one is very controversial. This was going to cause... Hopefully people will write in and give Ash a hard time.
I know you're going to say...
Peter Pan's Flight.
You guys can't see me right now, but I'm shaking my head at JB because I don't know how many times I've had to explain this. I love the ride. The ride is great. I don't understand why there is always an 80-minute wait. Always, at least. You can sit there and tell me classic dark ride, yada, yada, yada. But listen.
I am. I can see
Haunted
you listen.
Mansion
Yeah.
is a classic dark ride. It does not have waits that long. Why does Peter Pan's Flight have the longest line in the whole park.
Because it's not a long... It doesn't suck up a lot of people per...
Right, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But to me, even though the ride is great, I do not want to stand there for 80 minutes. Because I'm very mathematical. It just, to me, is the juice
She's very
worth
mathematical.
the squeeze. No, it is not.
Even now with the cool new queue that they put in there?
That's garbage. No.
Oh, well, we won't get a Disney sponsorship. Magic in the Midwest? No.
That queue...
I'm kidding.
My memories of that queue are just like sun beating down on my skin, which is turning bright red, even though I have 50 SPF sunscreen on.
But you're underneath the cover,
Not
aren't
the
you?
whole time. And then when you get underneath the cover, it's somehow
Or the
hotter.
shelter, or whatever we call it. Why do we call it?
And then I'm supposed to like be amused by this little portrait on the wall. False.
Whoa. Okay, so Peter Pan's fail is what Ashley thinks.
I don't know if it's the location and, like you said, just the way the ride operates that makes the line so long, but I'm not really tempted to wait in the line unless I have a fast pass. And even the fast pass line takes a long time.
Okay. It
I'm
does.
just about efficiency, and I know that's different than a lot of people, but I don't want to wait in a line for 80 minutes.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough.
I love the ride, though. I think the ride is great. I love Peter Pan, and I think the ride is just super charming.
Okay, so the ride itself,
It's amazing.
you really like.
Yeah. Don't act like this is news.
It's just the fact that what you have to do to get there is just so not appealing to you. So you would rather not do it. What's the wait time sweet spot for you for Peter Pan?
Well, part of it is just the fact that we have a 5-year-old. Like, if it were you and I, and we were there one night, it was nighttime, a little bit cooler, I would wait in an 80-minute line to go on it.
I think we always do fast passes for it, right? We always get Fast Pass Plus for
We
Peter
waited
Pan's
in it
flight.
one time, I remember.
We did. Well, I know we have.
It
Yeah.
was not great.
Okay.
Once was enough.
Okay. Cool.
But I know people they're gonna tell me they would wait 120 minutes for it.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
great.
because Peter Pan is that beloved.
I love
You
Peter
know?
Pan.
Yeah, it is. It is. The reason why Peter Pan's flight is cool, I think, right, is the fact that you are flying in the
Above.
pirate
Yeah,
ship. You're
you're-
above, and like
yeah.
it's not, it's that there's no other ride in Disney that does that. Like physically. Obviously, Soarin' and Flight of Passage.
Oh, no, I know what you
Are
mean.
about flying, but like a physical set that
In
you're
the
flying over.
perspective of flying over
London.
London. I mean, it's
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it every time we're on it.
It's really cool.
I know last time we were there, we had a fast pass with my parents, and we still waited like 25 minutes with the fast pass. And the line was like 3 people long, but somehow...
Yeah, well, they do. Sometimes they feel they have to stop it for handicapped, for special needs.
Well, and that, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, that's totally fine. I'm just saying, I feel like you feel it more on that ride because of the way it loads and unloads or something like that.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. How do you feel about Winnie the Pooh?
Unpopular opinion, I like it. I love Winnie
Do you
the
like
Pooh.
it better than Peter Pan?
No.
Okay.
It's, I
But
can
you
walk
do-
right on it.
Okay.
No, I love the characters. I grew up watching Winnie the Pooh, so is it the most fantastic ride of all time? No. Am I going to say you have to go on Winnie the Pooh? No.
Right.
But if there's like a 20-minute wait, I'll wait for it.
Yeah. It's cute.
It's cute.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is. The last time we went on it, it sort of won me over. I don't know why I didn't like it that much before, but I think maybe this time we went on with Harrison and I got to kind of explain things as we were going, and
I would not wait 65 minutes for this ride.
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
It's cute for
We-
a short wait.
We got in early one day, and it was not Extra Magic Hours Day. We got in early one day, and we just went on like 8 rides.
It was
And we
awesome.
hit Winnie the Pooh. One of those rides was Winnie the Pooh. And that was really great. There was nobody around. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. So yeah, that was So Winnie the Pooh, we both like. Peter, it's not at the level of Peter Pan.
No.
But
Yeah,
but
that's
maybe-
not what I'm saying.
maybe it's supposed to be for like the real little guys. You know what I'm saying?
It is. And I think that's okay.
Okay. All right. Well, then why don't we head towards, how do you feel about,
We must have missed.
I'm skipping around.
Oh,
I'm skipping
okay.
around. How do you feel about Enchanted Tales with Belle? Just real quick, so you don't have to spend that much time. I think we've only done it like once.
I think it's cute. I think for kids that like to go up there and there's audience participation and they get to be part of like a little play or
Right.
it's cute.
It's not. Listen, this is a walkthrough attraction.
Yeah.
You never sit. You never sit in this attraction.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
I don't think you do.
I don't remember.
You just kind of watch, and there's like a show, and it's neat. I mean, the special effects in it are worth seeing.
Yeah.
So if you've never seen it, and it's worth doing once. You know what I mean? It's totally worth doing once.
Especially if you have a kid or spouse or whatever that likes to go up in front of people.
Right. Right.
The kids seem to really, really enjoy it. So.
Oh yeah, it's good for the little ones, and that animatronic of the wardrobe
Awesome.
is amazing. So that's definitely worth it, and Lumiere. So there's some really great things in this attraction that are definitely worth it. So definitely, I would check that out for sure. Enchanted Tales with Belle. I mean, the Carousel and Fairy Tale Hall, I don't think we really need to talk about those.
Carousel.
It's pretty.
Pretty standard.
It's pretty standard. It's good.
And also pretty.
It's very
and
pretty.
standard and pretty standard.
And The Sword and the Stone is in front of it, which is one of your favorite movies.
Classic.
Yeah, classic.
It's funny.
Archimedes.
Oh
The
my
owl.
gosh, I love Archimedes. If you don't, stop listening to this podcast.
We have a relative. That's all we're going to say. Archimedes.
Reminds
Shush.
us of
Don't say anything. Okay. And now I guess we could. What about Mad Tea Party? How do you feel about the teacups?
I've never done that.
What do you think
But
about?
I'm not great about the spinning.
Okay. So you're not a spinner.
No, I can tolerate it, but it's not my favorite. And
I don't like the spinnies
I
either.
wouldn't advise anyone to invite me on
No.
on their cup.
Let's go. Kim, I want to go on your cup and do some spins. Yeah, I can't do it either.
Who is that?
I don't know. Only a few people will know. So, yeah, spinnies. No, I'm not really a big Mad Tea Party guy. Although after I got off that ride once with the Fitzpatricks, Molly got pooped on by a bird.
Oh,
Yeah, my
that's a fun
sister Molly.
story.
She got pooped on by a bird right after we got off that ride.
So I'm sure she loves the ride and that experience.
Yes, exactly.
Great.
Yes, poopity doop. All right, so Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. This is the marquee attraction, which is interesting, right? Because this attraction took much longer to open. So New Fantasyland was technically opened, but we had to wait a lot longer. It was opened in phases, and we had to wait a lot longer for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Ash, take it away. What do you think about the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train coaster?
My only
Qualm.
criticism with the ride is that I think it could be a little longer. I feel like it feels real short. Other than that, I think it's a smooth ride. It's a nice transition
Smooth ride.
of like faster parts with a little bit more thrill, but not going crazy, and then the slower parts that I don't want to give away if anyone hasn't been on it with the Seven Dwarfs and awesomeness. The queue is great because of the interactive parts of the queue.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say what it is.
You can.
Well, I think you can kind of...
You could play the game. You could sort the gems. On, touch screens.
The kids, you can tell the kids are going crazy.
Oh, yeah.
That. And
yeah.
something about just the way the queue is set up, I don't feel like you're going... Like, you're not packed in with a bunch of people going back and forth and
through
back and forth.
turnstiles.
Yeah.
No.
It's kind of spread out. You're kind of, like, going around the ride a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll never forget our first experience on the ride. I thought it was really great.
Okay.
Everyone,
yeah.
You should tell that story.
This is just an awesome story. So it was at night, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I think it was at night.
It must have been.
I think it was at night. Well,
it was at night.
It was at night. We went on the ride for the first time. At night, it was just me and Ash. There was no kids, right? There's no kids.
Just me and you.
No kid. No ticket. So
Might have been pregnant.
you might have been preggers.
Didn't know though.
Yeah, didn't
Otherwise
know.
I wouldn't have been on the ride.
We got a drink now.
Whoa,
Oh, sorry.
whoa.
I'm sorry. Okay, so we're
I don't
on
think we
Seven
behaved quite
Dwarfs
like that.
Mine Train.
Makes us laugh.
Okay, so Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is interesting because it starts out being a coaster, and then it's sort of like you go into the mine.
Yeah,
Okay, so when you go into the mine, who's waiting for you?
the dwarves.
The dwarfs. The jolly little dwarfs that are in there.
I love Dopey.
Mining.
With his gems in his eyes.
Yeah, mining for, which by the way, we have a dopey, we got a dopey moment in the parade.
Oh, that.
Remember
yes.
the Main Street Electrical Parade, and we just got engaged not that long before
the
that.
trip, and
and you had a pin on, like we just got engaged, and Dopey looked at me, and he gave me the thumbs up. He like pointed at me. He was like, "Good job," and he held up a diamond. That was really cool.
Oh, I thought he was like telling you to do it, and then you pointed at the pin, and then he gave you a thumbs up.
Oh yeah. That's what happened. Sorry, I don't remember small details. You're
idiot.
better at that. Hey, what? I'm not an idiot.
All right. Come
Okay,
on.
so we're on the ride. And then of course, you hear the hi. Well, actually, no, you don't. You just hear the dig, 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 dig. So they're singing the songs, they're digging for gems, and then you go up that little incline, and Doc is waiting for you.
Yeah.
And Doc starts us off, right? He goes, hi ho, and literally, you guys, our entire train, everyone on the train,
It was so cool.
went hi ho.
Yeah, they put their hands
and everybody,
up, and
everybody was super pumped.
They were super into it.
Oh my gosh, it was really neat.
We had the best time on that.
Yeah, it was a Disney magical moment.
And I will say too, at the end of the ride, they have the dwarf's cottage and the witch is. There's a lot of little details if you look to the right and notice all that stuff as you're, ready to get off the ride. It's cool. But a quick little story to add on to that: the next time JB and I were on that ride, we thought that was like the norm, that everyone in the train was going to sing. And so when it came time, it was just me and JB screaming hi-ho at the top of our lungs, and everyone was looking at Wish you could find those people on the first, those were our people. Oh my gosh,
they were our people. They were into it. And then Doc sends you, and you go, and you just go down the rest of the ride. And before we talk about the end of the ride, which I want to talk about because it's cool.
That's what I was just talking about.
No, I'm talking about the end of the ride. That's the middle. The very end of the ride.
No, I'm talking about the very end of the ride.
What are you talking about?
When I talked about to the right, the details on the right of the cottage and the witch.
Oh, yeah,
I did talk about that.
Oh, you just did? I'm sorry. I wasn't talking about it.
Proof that he doesn't listen. I talked about that for 30 seconds. And you were going to, like shaking your head. Oh my God.
I
I'm
thought
gonna kill him, guys. It's over. It's over.
Someone help.
Episode 3, help. And it's getting real.
No. Okay, so before we talk about that. Okay.
Yeah, before we talk about it again.
Before we talk about it again, because I didn't get to talk about it yet. We both talk about it. So I'm still okay, I think. So how do you feel about the projection faces?
I don't have a problem with it, but I know you do, so I think you should talk about it. It doesn't bother me at all.
That's all I want to hear. So you don't have a problem with it at all. So you're okay with but can't you tell?
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like they can do more with it. So there are things that it adds.
Okay.
As
okay.
well.
All right.
I think there are pros and cons. I don't know. I don't mind it as much as you do.
Okay, so what we're talking about is Disney lately, and every theme park really, and Universal included, has been doing a lot of projection mapping. So what that is they map out and they project onto a surface, in very very specific and very measured and very pinpointed, projections that will, fit with whatever it is that it's being projected on. Okay, onto. So, like, they've done it, whereas, like, before the animatronics, like, they were fully featured and the faces were carved out, right? Mm-hmm. But, lately the trend has been, especially with animated characters, if you notice, like, the avatar, the priestess in Avatar, or the shaman. Sorry, the shaman. She's not projection mapped, right?
And I think that they realize how much time and energy and
goes into that. Right.
What if they had to do all 7? Or,
right. I mean, maybe it's a way to cut corners. Maybe it's a way to get the look that they want. Like, I guess if it's projected,
if it's cutting corners 100%.
I don't know either. I don't know either.
They can do more, and I think they can do more without delaying the opening of a ride. And I don't think you sacrifice the look. Personally, if you're asking me, I like the way the dwarf's face looks better than the shaman. I think she looks. There's something about it that still looks fake to me, and it's still so close that it almost comes off as creepy.
Okay.
Whereas I don't feel that way on Seven Dwarfs.
Okay.
Mine Train.
Okay, so that's interesting. I guess I will probably be won over by the projection mapping on the face. I get why they do it.
I get it. It's not.
I get why they do it. I mean, the nose is there. Their noses are there, right?
Old school.
But like,
because in Frozen they are too.
They do the
mapped,
same thing in Frozen, right? Yeah. And I mean, it's fine, but I also, in a way, miss.
I feel like they can make the characters
practical.
Look exactly like they
They
do
can.
in the movies.
You're right.
When they do that way.
That's a good point.
Rather than having like 8 people work on these little tiny.
I guess for me, it's.
But I get it. I do.
I guess for me, because I'm used to the other way, it sort of like pulls me out of it or something. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't though. Maybe it doesn't for most people, and I'm just the exception.
I wonder if part of their draw to doing that is not just cutting corners. It's easier. I'm sure it's more economical for them. Is the level of detail they think
the expressions they could get
that people expect.
Right.
They can kind of really nail that.
They can. So. No, you're right. Like Doc does like some pretty incredible things when he does the hi ho. I mean, it looks awesome, and he's making different faces as he's doing it. And getting ready to sing. Like, it's pretty impressive. So hey, I know. I that was one thing I just remember. Like, oh, this is different. What is going on here? But anyway, so then you go down in the end. I'll be honest. The first time we went to the end, which is you talked about, right? Mm-hmm. The cottage. It's great.
Indeed, I did.
Right, really great animatronics dancing in there. Multiple dwarves dancing.
Such a cute part of the movie.
And then the old hag really creeped me out.
Old hag.
Yeah, I think that's what she officially is. I think.
Okay.
The hag. The old hag.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, Walt used to call her that. The hag.
Okay.
Yeah. So when she's like outside of the cottage, like at the end, and you don't really see her until that very last little spot, that scares me.
Yeah, guys, it's when the coaster actually comes to like a stop and you're waiting because the coaster in front of you is either loading or whatever, so you're almost like completely stopped or
you really can see that show scene.
And you notice that some people are just looking forward,
right? And they don't even look.
They don't even realize, and you're only stopped there for a really short amount of time.
Yeah.
So if you're on that ride again, make sure you look to the right.
Make sure you look to the right.
Look inside the cottage. And
it's really great
see the
detail.
witch. I think the first time I missed the witch kind of, and I saw it as we were already moving again.
Yeah,
but it's a neat little detail that
I've
already talked about in this podcast.
Nowhere near as scary as Snow White's Scary Adventure.
No. Oh, that.
Snow White's Scary Adventure.
I thought you were gonna say something else.
Like terrifying.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Like that was she was all over.
I thought you were gonna talk about that villain, like particularly that movie is a scary movie.
Oh yeah. I mean, go get her heart. Jeez, yikes. Bring her heart back to me.
I know when you watch it again as an adult.
This is severe.
You're like, whoa.
Way to go, Walt.
This lady is...
I know. She's severe. Okay. All right. And then 2 more attractions that we got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
We have Journey of the Little Mermaid.
I love Journey of the Little Mermaid. I grew up watching The Little Mermaid. Damp rocks.
Yeah.
In the queue.
Yeah.
But it's cute. I love the music. I love... everything about it as I stare off and think about it as I'm talking.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. The queue is amazing. Like you said, damp rocks again. Mm-hmm. Lots of damp rocks, waterfalls. The cute little crab guy that you find, and he goes throughout the entire queue. Like, that's really great.
Yeah, I like the ride vehicle, whatever those are called. The
That's an Omnimover as well. It's another dark ride. Yeah.
I think it lends itself well to like people getting on and off the ride. Not that you have to get on and off the ride quickly, but it can suck up a lot of people in a short amount of time.
It can.
And, you know, that movie is one of my favorites. It's just a lot of cute scenes and songs in that attraction.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
And every time, I mean, Harrison's never seen the movie, our son. But when he's on there, he's always wide-eyed.
Yeah.
It's got his attention. I mean, just catchy tunes.
Well, it's interesting. And this is going to bring us back. But those animatronics are all fully faced and featured.
But they're not really, I mean, Ariel's sort of talking at one point, but it's very, like,
except
puppetish.
For maybe the very end again. Yeah, no, you're right. It is sort of puppetish. Maybe
because of what they wanted to do with Seven Doors Mine Train, they decided to go a different direction. But yeah, I mean, that's all.
The under the sea portion of the ride. I don't even think incredible.
She doesn't even move. Like her mouth doesn't move in that.
No,
scene.
I don't think so.
She's just like dancing.
Right. She's just dancing, but that's impressive too. I mean, that's a great scene.
And Ursula's
awesome.
Huge.
Yeah, Ursula's huge.
We always get stuck there.
See, that's a good fully featured one. Like but I guess her features are large, so it's easier to animate them and make them look more real.
Yeah, plus you're looking at like her
tendrils and
there's a lot to look at in there.
It's awesome. Except for that one Disneyland Paris, her face fell off or something.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely scary.
Oh, that would be terrifying. Journey to the Little Mermaid is fantastic. The whole area, the whole queue, everything is great. That's a definite must. And it's usually not that long of a line either.
Yeah, and it usually moves pretty fast.
Yeah.
The first trip that JB and I went on, I said that was my favorite ride.
Yes.
Didn't I?
Yeah.
I think that's what I said.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You did. I mean, you said that, and then
a few times.
Rock and Roller Coaster. And you're like, that was my favorite ride!
It was adrenaline, though.
Right.
I mean, it's a great ride.
It is. Journey to the Little Mermaid is excellent, and it's really not that old of an attraction. That actually was first debuted in California Adventure.
Oh, okay.
And then they brought it over to MK for New Fantasyland.
Well, I'm glad they did.
Yes, it's very good. It's very good. And ladies and gentlemen, the final attraction, the most classic attraction, the attraction that was at the 64 World's Fair, just like Carousel of Progress. You know it. It's the earworm. It's the best. It's a small world after all.
Guys.
Okay.
JV was moving his head so much that the table started moving.
I almost thought the microphone was going to fall. Okay. So it's a small world after all, which is a great tour through the world, right? Ash, give me your thoughts.
I love it.
Amazing.
I love Small World.
Okay.
I don't really get annoyed by the song.
Yeah, me neither. I don't either.
It's cute.
My father does.
Yeah, I know he does.
I don't. Yeah.
It's cute. It's very, very charming. And yeah, I love it. It's one of the rides that I remember from my trip as a kid.
Yeah.
Mainly because it was the only one I wasn't afraid to go on.
Right.
But I love it. I think maybe the way other people think about Dumbo is how I think about Small World.
Yeah.
I love Small World.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is great. The Mary Blair, designs of everything. The dolls, the artwork.
Yeah, the artwork.
songs,
I mean, it's just super cute.
Yeah, the hope, the message, the different languages
it's the hope.
you
it's
learn.
The hope, I think.
Yeah, it's all about hope. It's just it's a classic, and we both love it. And you can
what is the restaurant that you?
Pinocchio's Village House.
And I love Pinocchio's.
So
Village
if
House.
you have somebody that really can't stand It's a Small World, just tell them to go grab a Coke and sit at the viewing area and watch you get on the boat ride into It's a Small World, because you can actually see, it overlooks the loading area, Pinocchio's Village House. You can actually see down into the queue and the loading dock for It's a Small World. A very, very awesome ride. Big difference between the Disneyland. Disneyland's loading is outside.
Oh.
And the whole thing is outside, and then until you go into the show building.
Is ride the same?
Similar.
Similar.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same, I think.
Much the same.
Except I think Disneyland added like some character type, different characters as dolls, which I think they might have done at Disney World too. I'm not sure. We'd have to look into that. But classic ride.
I think for me, the song does not get annoying because there's so much to look at.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not really thinking about it. It is repetitive, and I do get if you're one of those people.
Right.
But
it is.
I am not.
I'm not either. Totally not. Okay, so we went over everything.
We didn't really talk about restaurants or anything like
We
that.
didn't. We have a lot to talk about with Fantasyland. We're just going to table that for another podcast.
There's so many attractions.
You know what? Maybe we should do... Yeah, maybe we should go back one day and do dining of different lands, too. We'll see. Because we do... There's a lot of dining to talk about.
There is.
Especially at Fantasyland. Okay, so Barnstormer, we love. Dumbo, take it or leave it. Mickey's PhilharMagic, we love. Peter Pan's Flight, hate the queue, love the ride.
Why are you only giving my opinion? I don't hate the queue.
This is Enchanted Tales with Belle, very cool. If you're an adult, definitely do it at least once. You know, take the kids in if you have kids. It's cool. It's worth it. Cool special effects.
I don't hate the queue. I'm not over it that you said that yet.
Right.
I just don't want to stand in it for 80 minutes.
I get it.
Okay.
All right, Journey of the Little Mermaid, love it. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, really fun ride. It's not. I forgot to say this about Mine Train. It's not overwhelmingly.
I was just gonna say it's almost.
It's okay.
I felt
it's good.
Underwhelmed a little bit.
Yeah. Or just whelmed. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like Michael Scott.
Whelmed.
Can you ever just be whelmed?
Okay, so yeah, it's good, not great. It's a good, not great ride. That show scene with the hi ho is awesome.
Yeah.
Obviously the old hag.
Our son calls the ride hi ho.
Yeah, he does. I want to go on hi ho. Or he doesn't want to go on hi ho.
He's a liar.
All right. At Tea Party, we don't like spinners. Winnie the Pooh, cute ride. Again, not essential to be honest. And then, of course, It's a Small World, which we just gushed over because we love it. So that is all for Fantasyland, a.k.a. Strollerland, ladies and gentlemen. Please check us out on iTunes, Apple Podcasts. Rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Check us out on Bandcamp, Magic in the Midwest podcast.bandcamp.com. Reach out to us at Magic in the Midwest podcast at gmail.com.
We're also on Facebook and Instagram, same Magic in the Midwest podcast. And if you want to be part of our exclusive group, Facebook group, where we do giveaways, do cool stuff.
Yeah, do giveaways, live videos, have lots of fun.
Become a subscriber on Bandcamp, and you will have access to that.
You can subscribe for as little as $3 a month,
or as much as
you want.
A couple mil
would be great. Why, thank you. General Electric has sponsored us. Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, from the Midwest. See you later.